Preacher 357 here, out here on the range again with a gun I've had for a while, not a new one. This is one that was manufactured in 98 or 99, I can't remember which, and it was only made for a year, 2, 3 maybe, in this configuration, and before it was discontinued. And this is a Colt Mark IV, Series 80, Concealed Carry Officer, 1911. That's a mouthful, isn't it? It's a lot to get out. But that's what this is. It's a Concealed Carry Officer, which means it has an officer grip, which means it's a shorter grip for carry, but it has the commander slide. So it has the 4.25 inch slide, I believe it is. And that was the configuration of this gun. It was designed to be one that you could carry easier, but still have the longer slide, so it was easier to shoot and had the longer sight radius. And I picked it up several years ago thinking I'd make a carry gun out of it, and I carried a little bit, but to be perfectly honest, a 1911 is really not going to be my carry gun. I love them. I think they're amazing guns, but the manual alarms is different than every other gun that I shoot pretty much, and so it's just not something I'm going to go with. Just a personal preference. If you like them and you want to carry them, I have no problem with it. I can understand why, because they are good shooters. Now, a smaller gun like this may not be quite as good a shooter as the full size, but this one is still pretty good. And I've actually had the trigger worked on this one. It was a little gritty, a little heavy when I got it. Wasn't completely satisfied with it, and so I took it to a local gunsmith here, and he did a little bit of work on it. It's not a hair trigger by any means, but it is much better than it was. Still not as good, I don't think, as that Remington that I have. That Remington R1 has such a great trigger on it. And it's probably not even quite as good as the that Springfield that I just did the review on not long ago either, but it's still a really good trigger. So I thought I would do a little bit of a video today on it, just do a little bit of shooting. Obviously, this is not a gun that you can purchase any longer. Now, Colt, I think, has had some other Concealed Carry Officer models that were a little different. They didn't have this bead blasted slide on them and some of the other things that this model has. But there are other companies that are even making Concealed Carry Officer models. I think Dan Wesson was even making one. So, you know, this isn't something that's just ultra rare, and you can't find this configuration if you want it. There are companies out there that make them, and I don't know, Colt might even make them again for all I know. I don't know what Colt's doing right now. I don't know if anybody knows what Colt's doing right now other than Colt, but you know, hopefully, you know, with this CZ, you know, picking them up, that you know, maybe we'll start to see more coming out of Colt than we have in recent years. You know, it's a good sign that we're seeing the revolvers come out of there again. So maybe we'll start seeing more of these different models of 1911s as well. But I thought I'd do a little bit of shooting with it today, and just have a little bit of fun with it, and let you guys see it. Now, these grips did not come on this gun. These are not the factory grips. These are Altamont panels that I bought with the Rampant Colt on them. And I bought them because I just absolutely hated the grips that came on this gun from the factory. I think I have them out here. So these Hogue grips are what came on it with the finger grooves on the front. And in theory, that sounds like it might be a pretty good idea to help you control recoil and what have you, but they felt terrible. I just absolutely hated them. The finger grooves just did not fit me, and I didn't like the way they looked either. You know, maybe they looked cool in the 90s when they were put on there originally, but it just didn't appeal to me whatsoever. I prefer to have some wood on there. So I bought these from Altamont and put it on, and much happier with the way it looks now compared to what it looked like with these rubber grips on there. I don't even know why I keep those things, but they were in a drawer and I found them, so I brought them out. But anyway, let's do a little bit of shooting. Hey guys, I just want to take a minute to remind you that if you go to the description in this video or in any of the videos that I have posted, you will find there that there is in the description a link for a discounted membership to the GOA, the Gun Owners of America. They are doing good work for us in the fight for our gun rights all across the country, but even here in Tennessee as well. But if you're a resident of the great state of Tennessee like I am, then also please join the Tennessee Firearms Association. They do a lot of work for us here in this state, and unfortunately it's not free. And the anti-gun organizations have got a lot of money backing them up. And it takes money to support our gun rights, to be able to lobby these politicians. It's not free. And so if you can help out in any way, I'd urge you to do so, not just with money. If you can help out with volunteering as well. We need manpower. We need people to get out there and get the job done. So I would ask you to join one of these organizations, or hopefully both of these organizations, if you live in the state of Tennessee, and you can find that link in the description. Thank you. I've got 3 magazines is all I have for the officer size. Now, it will accept the full-size government model magazines as well, but I didn't bring any of those out. They stick out the end. It's just like with a Glock, you know, a Glock 17, Glock 19. The 17 mags will work in a 19. The 19 mags work in a 26. You know, it works sort of the same way. Now, you can supposedly overseat the magazines and get failures and some different things, but I've never really had any trouble doing it. But I didn't bring any of my standard 1911 mags out. These magazines, I've got 2 that are 7-rounders, and then 1 that is a 6-rounder. This Metgar here is only a 6-rounder, which is the standard for the officer size. The standard for a government size is 7 rounds. There's 6 for that. However, the Colt magazine that came with the gun is flush fit, and yet it holds 7. Don't ask me why, but it sure does. I don't know if it's just wore down enough where the spring will compress enough to load 7, but it still feeds reliably. So I've got a 7-rounder there, and then I've also got a Nighthawk magazine that I bought that's a 7-rounder that, you know, has the base plate at the bottom, sticks out a little bit. But we'll start off with the factory magazine. We'll just do a little bit of shooting, and try not to talk too much, try not to keep you too long. Just let you see it a little bit. It's a nice little gun. You know, it's not one of those beautiful fit and finish guns. It's a little rough around the edges. It's a aluminum frame, and of course it's got this bee-blasted slide on it. So it's more utilitarian, you could say, than some of your 1911s, which have that beautiful bluing to them, and you know, they're like works of art, and you almost don't even want to shoot them. This one's very much a workhorse, so I don't have any problem coming out here and just throwing rounds down range. So let's do a little bit of shooting here. See if I can hit anything with this. Well, I was doing pretty good yesterday. Engage the safety. Oh, I had a failure. Had a failure. Using reloads though, so don't want to be too hard on the gun. But it's not often I have failures with this gun. This gun has been pretty reliable. I'm going to chalk that up to just being a reload problem though. Let's see if we can hit something here. No. There we go. Would you believe I shot this gun a couple of days ago and was just wearing everything out with it, and now I can't hit nothing. Oh, I think I see what I'm doing. Those little plates are going to give me a fit. I wasn't getting the sight lined up exactly right, I don't think. Well. Never fails when I get on camera, I can't hit nothing. I was tearing it up a couple of days ago with this gun. But I get that stage fright. The pressure's on. like a basketball player. Hit every free throw in practice and then get up there with the crowd cheering and screaming and miss critical free throws. You just choke under pressure. That's what I'm doing. I'm choking under pressure. Let's see if I can get my feet back under me a little bit. See if I can redeem myself. The other day I was shooting factory ammo, and I'm shooting reloads now, so that may have something to do with it. It may not shoot these reloads as well as it shot the factory ammo. All right. Yeah, had another failure. Same magazine too. Like it's popping out of the magazine and not feeding. Like I said, probably my reloads. Probably my reloads. I don't know where I'm going. I may just have to stay away from them little 3-inch plates. But I'm not going to. I just something terrible. Well, I hit that one. Yeah, I think I'm warming up a little bit. Warming up a little bit. Go at the cowboy. 35. All right. 12-inch plate. 10-inch plate. 8-inch plate. 6-inch plate. Oh, I touched him. I have to load up again. I can't quit till I hit these little plates. I guess I need to go out there at 80 yards too. Just to be doing it. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm gonna load up three more mags, and that's all I'm gonna do. No, I'm not promising anything. Don't roll your eyes at me. Well, you think I'm just gonna keep shooting even though I said three mags? Well, you watched my videos before? Yeah, figures. As long as I hit pretty well with these 3 mags, I'm gonna call it good. If I don't hit very well with these, I may have to keep going. Let's see if I can get this one out here at 80. Can't see where I'm going. Well, I hit the chain and the plate swung free. I think I bounced it in there. Well, I'm gonna say that's good enough for the plate. Oh, me. Oh, I'm hitting chains and everything else here. All right. Supposedly this is the last mag. Supposedly. Y'all believe me, right? I have not hit this 4-inch plate yet. Still haven't. Would you forgive me if I load it up one more time? Just one more. I swear after this I can quit. I can quit anytime I want to, but I want to shoot one more. I'm not addicted or anything. Not addicted. I don't have a problem. I'm completely in control. Just one more. I've got to hit this 4-inch plate. There we go. I think I was shooting just high is what it was. That's what it was. I was holding just a tad bit too high for those plates. Dropped her down, and there she was. But here it is. The Colt Mark IV, Series 80, 1911. Whoop, Concealed Carry Officer. Got to get it all in there. I really enjoy shooting this little gun. Usually I shoot it fairly well, despite what you saw today, but very frustrating when that happens. When you shoot it so well, and you think, man, I'm shooting this gun well, I need to do a video with this. And then a couple days later, you come out here to do the video, and you're just not as good with it as you were, just not as steady or whatever, for whatever the reason. But we've been shooting a lot, you know, a couple of days ago. I'd put a ton of rounds down range before I even really got this out and started shooting it, so I think I'd really warmed up quite a bit compared to what I am right now. But I really like this gun. It shoots well. It's got a pretty good trigger on it. I think it looks good with these grips I put on there as well. But this is a Series 80, which means it has the firing pin block in there. The Mark IV Series 70 that came out, I think, in 1970, I think is when they came out. Could be wrong about that, but I want to say that's the year they came out. Did not have that, and which the originals didn't either. But it had a different bushing, barrel bushing as well. That was the big change for the Mark IV Series 70 when it came out, was the barrel bushing. And then in 83, I think it was, they came out with a Series 80, which added the firing pin block. I think it still had that different barrel bushing. It wasn't solid like these are for another few years, and then they went away from it because I think they were breaking. So they went back to the solid barrel bushing like you're used to on a 1911. But that's where the term Series 70 and Series 80 comes from with the Colts, to talk about whether they had the firing pin block or not, because the Mark IV versions, if it's a Mark IV Series 70, it didn't have the firing pin block, and if it a Mark IV Series 80, it did have the firing pin block. So that's just kind of become a standard in the 1911 world for specifying whether a gun has a firing pin block or not. So anyway, here it is. Nice gun. Glad I got it. Don't plan on ever getting rid of it. Maybe I'll do another video at some time and shoot a little bit better for you. But appreciate you guys coming out. God bless you. Y'all take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.